today's video we're going to be decluttering my foundations, concealers, and setting powders. So if you guys enjoy watching these declutter videos, make sure and give it a thumbs up. That way I know and I can keep doing this on my channel. And without further ado, we're just going to jump right in and start decluttering. So first up are going to be my concealers. I have quite a few in this little thing right here. Most of these, honestly, I don't even use, and I have a lot of the same colors. So we're just going to dump these all out and see which ones I want to keep. Okay, so first ones up are going to be these Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealers. Now I have the shades C1 and C3 in these two. Basically, the only difference between this one and this one is that there's more product in it. So I am going to be keeping this longer one here, and C3 is like my perfect shade. So I'm going to declutter this other C3 and the C1 shade as well, just because it's a little bit too light for me. This Flower Beauty concealer is actually an amazing concealer. I love this so much. So this one I am going to be keeping as well. And I have a bunch of the ColourPop concealers, like so many of them, these, because this is like my favorite concealer. So I'm going to quickly just swatch them on the back of my hand and see which ones are going to be a better shade for me, because they have so many shades and I just bought a couple of different ones because I didn't know which one was going to suit me best. And off the bat, I am going to be keeping this one right here because that's what that looks like, and it looks like it'll be a better shade match for me. This middle one right here looks a little bit too dark, and this one on the end looks a little bit too pinky for me. So I'm going to be keeping Fair 8 and decluttering Fair 6 and Fair 5. This other flower concealer that I have, this one I have had for a long time, and I just don't ever reach for it, and it has this weird, I don't like concealers with this weird tip on it, so I am going to be decluttering this one as well. This Revolution Fast Base Concealer, I'm not quite sure how I feel about this one, so I am just going to keep it for now so that I can test it out and see. I don't want to get rid of it if it is a good one. And of course, I'm going to be keeping my Tarte Shape Tape. This is an amazing concealer. If you haven't tried it, definitely pick it up. It's a favorite of a lot of people's. And I, of course, am going to be keeping the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. This is one of my holy grails as well. This 16-Hour e.l.f. Camo Concealer I recently picked up, and it is amazing. If you haven't tried it, I would highly, highly recommend it. It is a really good concealer. These two, like this stick concealer and this like pot concealer from Essence, these crease so bad on me, like so bad. Even if I set them, it's just like crease central. So I am going to be decluttering these as well. I know a lot of people like this BH Cosmetics Total Coverage Concealer, but I honestly never ever reach for this. So I am going to be decluttering this as well. And I'm going to be keeping the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer. This is amazing. It has really full coverage and it's a very, very good price. This Instant Age Rewind Concealer. Now this is a favorite of a lot of people's. For me, however, I am not a fan of this at all. It doesn't really cover my dark circles, and I hate this sponge tip applicator on it. It literally just grosses me out, so for that reason I'm going to be decluttering this. And I am going to keep the Ulta Beauty Full Coverage Liquid Concealer. I haven't tried this out yet, but I do want to test it out in a video. so I'm going to keep this. And I never reach for this NYX Studio concealer at all, so I am going to be decluttering this one as well. I am going to be keeping the AOA Studio Wonder Concealer though. This is an amazing full coverage concealer for $1. It is very, very drying though, so you have to work quickly with this when you blend it out. But all in all, this is an amazing, amazing concealer. And I'm also going to be keeping my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This is an amazing concealer as well. Alright, and next up are going to be all of these foundations. I'm quickly just going to take them all out and then filter them back in based on what I am keeping. First one up is going to be the Fenty Beauty foundation. I actually really like this foundation. I just need to use it more. So I am going to be keeping this one. This Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation is amazing. It literally covers up everything and it's very, very affordable. I believe it's around the $10 to $12 range, I think. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. This CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Foundation was one of my favorite foundations when it first came out. Just recently used it again in my Full Face of Nothing New video, and I gotta say, I didn't really care for it anymore. This foundation looks so cakey on my skin, so for that reason I am going to be decluttering this one. It is very old as well, so for that reason I just need to get rid of it. This Physicians Formula Healthy Foundation is a really good drugstore foundation as well. I really, really like this, so I am going to be keeping this one. And another foundation that I am keeping is going to be the Flower Beauty Light Illusion. This is amazing. I love almost all of Flower Beauty's products. She makes such good products, so I am going to be keeping this one. This ColourPop No Filter foundation, I actually don't mind it. It isn't one of the best foundations that I have ever tried, but I do actually still like it, so I am going to be keeping this one as well. This Makeup Revolution Stick Concealer broke me out so bad. I don't know what is in this thing, but as soon as I put it on, it starts breaking me out and it just leaves little red dots all over my face. So I am allergic to something that they put in this. For that reason, I'm going to be decluttering this one. These ColourPop No Filter foundation sticks are actually really good. I love this. It's super creamy and easy to blend out. So I am going to be keeping Fair 27 just because it is more so my shade. This other one that I have here in Fair 7 isn't so much. It's a little bit too light for me. So I'm going to be keeping Fair 27. And I'm going to go ahead and declutter this Sonia Kashuk tinted moisturizer just because Sonia Kashuk doesn't really sell makeup products anymore. She sells only brush products, so I don't want to use something in a video that you guys can't get, so I'm going to be decluttering this one as well. This It Cosmetics CC cream, I actually really, really like this one, so I am going to be keeping this as well. This is a really good CC cream. It gives me so much coverage. I love it. And this Thrive Cosmetics CC cream as well is so good too. If you haven't tried this out, definitely run and pick this up. This is my favorite CC cream. It's a little bit better than the It Cosmetics one, but I honestly like them both equally, so I really like this one as well. I am going to go ahead and declutter this L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Glow. I like this foundation, except for no matter how many times I shake it up or try to make it work, it leaves little white spots on my face, which I know is the SPF kind of breaking up from the foundation. And for that reason, it just makes it so hard to work with. So I am going to be decluttering this one. And this Maybelline Superstay multi-use foundation stick, I haven't tried yet, and I really want to because I've heard really good things about this, so I am going to be keeping this one. This AOA Perfect BB cream, I don't really care for. I've tried to use it on multiple different occasions and it just is not long lasting. It wears off so easily, so for that reason I'm just going to get rid of this one as well. And believe it or not, I am going to be getting rid of this Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. It just smells so badly of paint. I cannot get over the smell. So for that reason, I'm decluttering this one as well. And of course, I'm going to be keeping my Benefit Hello Happy foundation. Love this thing so much. It's so good. And I recently just picked this up. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. I haven't tried this out yet and I really want to, so I'm going to be keeping this one as well. And I honestly think I'm going to declutter this Too Faced Do You foundation. I just didn't care for it that much. It just kind of was okay to me. I mean, it smells really good, like watermelon. It's just not my favorite. And I never use it, so I think I am going to just pass this on to somebody that will get good use out of it. The Peach Perfect by Too Faced, however, I am going to keep just because I really do like this foundation. I just haven't been reaching for it because it just gets lost in all the clutter, so I am going to go ahead and hang on to this one. This Becca Skin Love Weightless Blur Foundation. I want to test it out again because I haven't gotten very good use out of it, so I am going to keep this one. I am of course going to keep my Too Faced Born This Way foundation. This was the very first high-end foundation that I ever purchased, so I am keeping this one. This L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I recently just did a foundation wear test on this, and this thing is literally amazing. This is honestly might be my new holy grail full coverage foundation. This thing is awesome. I am definitely going to be keeping this one. This Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation, I'm going to be keeping this one as well. This is actually a really good foundation. And I'm going to be keeping this e.l.f. foundation as well. This one I recently did in my new e.l.f. products video, and this one did turn out very nicely on my skin, so I'm going to keep this one. And these two Maybelline Fit Me foundations are really nice, but I only need one of them. So I do like the Matte and Poreless one a little bit better than the Dewy and Smooth, so I am going to be keeping the Matte and Poreless one. This Clinique Even Better Glow foundation, I really do like this. I haven't worn this in a long time though, but I do want to start wearing it again, so I am going to be keeping this one. These two Ulta Beauty foundations I have never opened or used. I do want to do like a full face of Ulta Beauty though, so I am going to keep these. I don't know which one I should use though. I do only want to use one and then declutter the other one. So if you guys know which one is better, leave a comment down below because I really want to know which one is better between these two. And I'm going to be keeping this CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made foundation as well. I do like this one. And I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter the LA Girl Pro Matte foundation just because I literally never ever reach for it. And I have other matte foundations that I like, so I am going to declutter this one. I am going to be keeping this First Aid Beauty Tinted Moisturizer just to wear on an everyday basis. I'm not going to use it in videos or anything like that, but I am just going to put it in my everyday makeup collection. This Marc Jacobs Shameless foundation, I really want to like this because, I mean, it's Marc Jacobs and I spent money on this, but I just don't like it. It's way too drying on my face. and it just makes me look kind of crusty. But I do want to keep this to try and make it work for me. So I am going to keep this for now. If I can't get it to work, I will go ahead and declutter this eventually. And this is the Becca Aqualuminous Perfecting Foundation. I haven't tried this. I recently just picked this up from TJ Maxx for $12, I think it was. I haven't tried it out yet. I do want to keep this though and see what I think about it. Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. I haven't tried this out in a long time, but I kind of want to do a full face of Catrice makeup, so for that reason I am going to keep this. That way eventually I can test this out. This Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation. It's been a while since I've used this as well, so I think I want to keep this to test this out as well. Maybe eventually do a full face of Milani makeup. This Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation is amazing though. So this one I am going to be keeping by them. It doesn't smell like paint like their other one, so I do like this one. And this Essence Fresh and Fit Awake Makeup is amazing as well, and it is literally less than $5, I believe. So I do like this one. I am going to be keeping this. Alright, and for my loose setting powders, I do love these Coty Airspuns. However, I don't need 2 of them, and this translucent extra coverage one looks a little bit cakey on my face, so I think I'm just going to keep the Naturally Neutral roll shade. For the Fit Me loose powders, I do this powder so much. However, the Fairlight 10 is just a little bit too dark for me, and then this Fair is a little bit too light. So I do have to mix these two. That's the only bad thing. So I do have to keep both of these. And same for this Ulta Beauty Mineral Setting Powder. I do still want to do a full face of Ulta Beauty, so I am going to be keeping this as well, just for video purposes. This Essence Loose Setting Powder in Peach, however, I am going to be getting rid of. I literally never open this at all, but it is just way too peach for me. I was wanting a peach powder just to kind of brighten up my under eyes, but this is way too peach. So I'm going to be donating this one. And this Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh Powder. This is just like a little mini baby one. I have used it a little bit. It's just super weird in the consistency. It literally feels like water on your face, but I am going to keep this still. And I love this ColourPop No Filter Setting Powder. This is literally amazing. I have it in the shade Translucent, so I'm going to be keeping this one as well. This Makeup Revolution Luxury Baking Powder in Lace. This is a nice powder, however, I absolutely cannot stand the packaging on this. I can't stand trying to pour this out, so I never find myself reaching for this, so I am going to be getting rid of this one. This Thrive Cosmetics Setting Powder is amazing. I love this thing so much. I'm going to be keeping this. This Pretty Vulgar Loose Setting Powder is amazing as well, so I'm going to be keeping this one as well. I don't have a lot of loose setting powder, but the ones that I do have, I really, really enjoy. Alright, and for my pressed powders, I have not a whole lot, but a little bit of them. So this Rimmel Stay Matte, as you can see, I hit pan on it. This one is my absolute favorite one. Definitely keeping this one. This ColourPop No Filter pressed powder is amazing as well. I love, love, love the whole No Filter line by them. Definitely keeping this one. And I'm going to be keeping this Ulta Beauty one as well, just for video purposes. Like I said, I really want to do a full face of Ulta Beauty. This Essence All About Matte Setting Powder, I did not really care for. This is literally brand new and it already broke in the pan. Definitely going to be getting rid of this one. To me, it's just not worth it. And for this Sonia Kashuk Setting Powder, like I said, for the tinted moisturizer that I had, she doesn't make any makeup products anymore, so I'm gonna just get rid of this one as well. This Flower Beauty Light Illusion one though is amazing. Definitely keeping this one. This AOA Perfect Finishing Pressed Powder is amazing for $1, so for that reason I definitely am keeping this one. And this CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Powder, this is actually a very dark powder for me, and this is in the shade Classic Ivory. I never use this just because it's a little bit too dark, so I'm going to be decluttering this one as well. And this Physicians Formula Mineral Glow Pearls, honestly, it's supposed to be kind of like the Hourglass powder, kind of. It has a little bit of a sheen to it, as you can see, and honestly, I think I'm just going to put this in my highlighter drawer just because it does have a very kind of like glowy consistency to it. I think I would use this more as a highlighter than a pressed powder. And I'm quickly just going to go through my white foundations and concealers. Definitely going to be keeping these two. I have one of these, like a backup, that I haven't used, but this one I've been going strong on for a while and I haven't ran out yet, so I think I'm just going to keep one and then just declutter this one because honestly I don't need a backup of this. And then I just have some of these Wet n Wild paint pots. These are like a white and a black that I just keep in here. And then I also just keep like this Wet n Wild white lipstick as well. This is what it is looking like right now. It looks a little bit better. This drawer is just very cluttered anyways because I have 3 products. I need to kind of figure out a new system for my makeup. But anyways, that is what this drawer is looking like. This is all of the stuff right here that I'm getting rid of. So I'm getting rid of 12 foundations, 11 concealers, and 7 powders. So if you guys like videos like this, make sure and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!